Hello, y'all. This is Lily back again. I'm on part three of my three-part video series of cheese enchiladas, pressure cooker refried beans, and now I'm going to do the Spanish rice. So here we go. We're going to get to cooking now. Let's see. First off, what I've got to do is chop up my onion. Let me move it over so you can see a little bit. This is onion that was left over in the earlier series. I didn't use it all. And I'm just going to slice it like I always do. And I'm not making a whole lot of rice because honestly I'm probably the only one that really likes it, but I'm going to put some on my husband's plate anyway, so I'm going to see if he'll eat some of it. Sometimes he will, sometimes he won't, so anyways, I'm not putting a whole lot of onion in it. If you don't like onion, then leave it out. It's no big deal. It's all your preference, whatever you like to do. I'm fixing to get this pan heated. And I'm cooking 1 cup of long grain white rice. And when you're cooking rice or pasta or whatever, well, mainly rice, if you're going to do 1 cup of rice, you're going to do 2 cups of water or chicken stock or whatever. So I'm just going to put enough oil in this pan to coat it. It's probably going to be maybe 1.5 teaspoons or less than that probably. So I'm going to go ahead and add my onions even though the pan's not hot. It ain't going to hurt nothing. And I'm going to let these cook with the rice. Actually, they can both cook together. Because you don't want to walk away from your rice because it don't take long for it to burn. So we're just gonna let the oil and the onions and the rice. The pan's not hot yet, so I really need to just leave it alone and give it time to get hot. Then we're going to add I'm going to add water to mine today. You can add chicken broth if you want to. It's very versatile. And you don't want these brown, but you want them to be like a light color. Right now it's white. And you want them to be like a little light tan color, or I don't even know if I'll show it to you when I'm ready to put the water in. And the secret to getting good rice is when you put the water in and you bring it to a boil, you're going to put it on low simmer and put a lid on it, and you're not going to touch it. The more you stir it, the more mushy it becomes, and you don't want that kind of a Spanish rice. And I'll show you how I check it when the time gets here. This is a real easy recipe. I might put, I don't know, maybe some hot sauce in it, or do you like tomatoes? I know in the restaurants a lot of times they put like tomato sauce, but I don't do that. I am going to salt and pepper it though for sure while it's sauteing. I don't know, that's probably 1/2 teaspoon. I don't measure a lot of stuff, and I know I probably should so y'all have an idea. Like I said earlier in the other video, I'm using kosher salt. When you're using kosher salt, you have to use more of it than table salt. Table salt is more refined, it's finer. Kosher salt's thicker. So you really have to add more to it in order to get that taste you're looking for. I do have something I might put in this one. I have this Knorr tomato dried bouillon, but it's tomato. It's really good to eat in Mexican dishes. I didn't mean to buy such a big one. I ordered it online. I wasn't sure that I didn't know it was this big. And I'll put probably a teaspoon or half a teaspoon in there. All it's going to do is give it color. If you don't have that, just leave it out. It don't matter. But you can get that in the Mexican food aisle. I saw it in the Walmart one day after I ordered that online. I didn't mean to buy that big one. I didn't look at the ounces when I ordered it. I probably should have waited a minute so I could see when my rice was. Oh, it's sure smelling good though. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna add the water. And usually after it comes to the boil and you start simmering it, you usually will simmer it about 20 minutes. But like I said, I'll be in here checking on it. And I'm not going to stir it. I'm just going to look in there and see if the water is absorbed, because that's how you know when it's done, is when the water is absorbed. I should have finished toasting the rice a little bit more before I put that tomato stuff in, because now you're not going to be able to really see. But you get the gist of it. I'd probably make the rice a little bit lighter than this spoon, really, before I add the water. I just keep moving around so it doesn't get burned in any spot. But this is what it looks like so far. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the water. I think it's fine. Very hot, so it's going to make that spattering noise. And now when it comes to a boil, I'm going to put that lid on it right there. Move my beans back over here from my previous video. Because when this is done, I'm going to be ready to plate it up so y'all can see how good it looks. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone for a second, see if it'll boil. And wash my hands. I hope y'all have enjoyed these 3 video series. I'm having fun making them. And you know, when you're not making a video, you can cook all this at the same time. You don't have to do like one thing at a time. You just get your enchiladas ready to go in the oven, and then while this is doing its 20-minute thing, you can pop them in the oven, and then your dinner's all ready at the same time. Usually when I'm not videoing, I make sure all my pieces to my dinner, or all my dishes are ready at the same time so that it's all still hot. It's starting to come to a boil a little bit, but I want to give it a little bit more time. Excuse me. Sorry. I need to drink more water. Alright, it's starting to boil. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it boil just a minute longer. It's looking like it's coming along pretty good. I'm going to put this lid on it, sorry. I've got some raw rice on there. I'm going to turn it down to low. And I'm going to set my timer again for 20 minutes. And I'll probably check it after 10 to make sure the water's not all boiled out. Everybody's stove cooks differently. Some are electric, some are gas, and even if you have a gas, it's still going to cook different than my brand probably. So anyways, I'm gonna come back and check this in about 10 minutes and make sure the water's not boiled out. If it is, I'll just add a little bit more, and it'll be ready, you know, in 20 minutes, and so we'll be ready to make us a plate. Y'all have a good afternoon, and I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Bye. Hey y'all, I'm coming on here because I just checked the rice. It's not 20 minutes yet, and it's not quite done. But as you can see, it looks like it's drying out. And so your rice doesn't become squishy, just scoot it over, and you can see that most of the water's absorbed. So I'm going to add about 1/4 cup more. I'm not going to stir it. I'm just going to let it continue cooking, because if I would have let it go the full 20 minutes, it would have stuck to the bottom. So I'm just going to let it keep cooking until the water absorbs, and then we'll come back on here and finish it, okay? Sometimes with rice, you just can't tell. You can add you can double the water as you did to the rice, but sometimes you have to go back and make adjustments. So we'll see you in a minute. Hey y'all, here's how our rice is coming about. The timer went off, and I ended up going for a little bit, maybe 4 minutes longer. And I took the lid off of it, so the rest, because the rice is done, and I'm just letting some of that water absorb. So once it absorbs with the lid off, I'll come back on here and we'll finish up this and make a plate, okay? Thank you. Okay, y'all, I think it's about where we want it to be. See how it's the water has absorbed. This is how you want to check it. You just want to go in the middle of your pan and scooch some aside and see if all the water's gone. And then what I'm going to do, I like to give it a little bit of flavor or a little bit more color. So I just sprinkle some of this over it. Right there. That just gives it a little bit of flavor, a little bit of color. It's not hot. And I'm just going to leave it on the burner for probably another minute or so it can dry out just a little bit more. But this is what it looks like so far. So while it's doing that though, we can already go ahead and start plating up our enchiladas that we made in the first video in our series. Look at that cheese, y'all. Yummy. Okay. And then this is the beans that we made in our second video in the series. I hope y'all go back and watch that. And then, of course, this is our rice that we just finished. Anyways, I'm going to put a little bit of cilantro on it, because cilantro makes everything better. But there you go. It's very delicious. I hope that y'all have enjoyed this 3 video series with me, and I appreciate y'all coming along on the journey with me. This is a new experience for me, and I'm excited. I really am, and I hope that y'all will like and share my Facebook post if you are watching this on Grammy's Home Cooking on Facebook, or if you're watching me from YouTube, it's Grammy's Home Cooking. Scroll down till you see my picture, and subscribe to my channel and like it if you like, and try the recipes, and I look forward to any comments y'all might have or any suggestions. Y'all take care now. Bye bye.